Hi everyone. I thought of making this video. I have two stories to share today. The first one is, mm, see, there there lived a man who was, you can say, a middle class man in a village who was pretty famous in his village because he has a good network. He's a blissful man. Like every time he lives in a happy mood. At least the people of that village say that. And he, like, the only thing as possession he had was a horse and his little home and his, like, he had a son and his wife. So what happened was, uh, one day one day at night, his horse fled away. His horse just just disappeared. भाग गया वो. He ran away. It ran away, and what happened was, the next day the villagers came and said, "Oh man, what a bad luck! What a bad luck! Everyone is feeling sorry for that guy. You lost your horse today, and that is your favorite horse. You had only one thing, that too you lost." Everyone is like, everyone is showing sympathy. So what happened? But the man said, smiling, "It is what it is." See, it is a dialogue of the man. The man always says that it is what it is. And then what happened? And then what happened is, after 3 to 4 days, the horse came back. Uh, as his master used to love him, the horse came back along with two to three more horses, three more wild horses. Maybe the horse went to the jungle, made three more friends, and told them to come over with him. So what happened was, that day again those villagers came and they were saying that how lucky you are, because today you got three more extra horses, and the one which you had earlier that fled, you got two. Then again the man said, "It is what it is." Then the next day, his child, while playing with the wild horses, fell down and got a fracture in his leg. Again the villagers came, they said, "Oh man, how disappointing it is. Your boy got a fracture. Your teenage boy, healthy boy, got a fracture because of that wild horses. That turned out to be a bad luck for you." The man again smiled. The man again smiled and told that it is what it is. Then, after a few days, a war, a war began in the country, and the government had ordered to take every teenage boy from their house to join the army, to actually fight for their country. Then the army personnel came in his house, in the man's house, and they told that we need your boy, but the man said that he had a fracture and he won't be able to fight in the war. He will be easily killed. And the army agreed because it is true. Nah, the boy got a fracture. He won't be able to fight that good. So what happened? The army returned back, and again the villagers came and said, "How lucky you are!" And the man again said, "It is what it is." See, what we got to know from the stories. We think that we are driving the car of our life, but we are actually sitting at the back seat and someone else is driving. कि रथ नहीं तनिक भी चलता है, बस मैं ही आगे बढ़ता हूँ। गांडीव हाथ में तेरे हैं, पर रणभूमि में मैं लड़ता हूँ. We think that we are doing, but it's not. Here comes the question of free will, and we think that we are doing. You were given a fake steering at the back seat, and you're trying to steer it. Sometimes by luck, it happens to be you are taking right turn and the car is going right turn. You are taking left turn and the car is going left turn by coincidence. But it's not gonna happen every time, and that is the beauty of life. It's a flow, and you have to flow with the current. You If you go against that current, you are fucked up. You are cooked if you go against that current. So this is a simple story, and there is another fun story. See, I sometimes think that who am I? This is a great spiritual question. It is the question that makes the beginning of spirituality in your life. Who am I? I believe there are two aspects to this. Number one is you can think that you are nothing. You are nothing. You can believe that you are nothing. The primary aim is to kill your ego. And you can do it in two ways. By understanding that you are nothing, or by understanding that you are everything. It is the two sides of the same coin. That is the paradox. That is the beauty. That the first thing is you are nothing, and the second thing is you are everything. By believing you are nothing, by accepting you are nothing, you actually kill your ego, because when there is nothing, there is no ego. But if you think you are everything, so where is the ego? Because you are everything. You are the universe. You are the creator. You are everything. Then where the ego will reside? Because there is no chance of comparison left. And that is why when I think that who am I was thinking today, who am I? And I am the old man that is in his deathbed, that is close to death, and I am the baby that recently born, trying to trying to explore the world, haven't seen the world yet, just yet born. I'm the flowers that are spreading their fragrance in the air. I am the trees that are dancing. I am the trees that are dancing in the breeze. I'm the soil. I'm the soil, the upper layer of the earth. I'm the sky, the thing that has everything. I am the stars, I am the sun that is burning, exploding every time. I am the moon that is calm, cool, and beautiful. I am the black that everybody is afraid of, and I am the white that everybody wants to see. I am the positivity. I am the negativity. I am everything. I am the essence of creation. I am the ultimate of destruction. I am Brahma, I am Shiva, I am Krishna, I am Kabir, I am Meera, Jesus, Mahavir, Buddha, Guru, Fakir. I am the madman walking down the streets. I'm the madman walking down the streets, not thinking about the society, not thinking what people will judge, what people will think about me. I'm the intellectual guy sitting in a restaurant thinking of its etiquettes. I'm everything. So, so if I tell about if I talk about the next story is about a Greek king. I know that most of the stories are fake, but it will help you to understand. It's like an analogy to spirituality. It will help you to understand. It's like an example, and there's a Greek king, and one astrologer said the king that, see, this particular year, the number of children that are going to born in your country, one among those is going to kill you and dethrone you, and he or she will capture the throne, be the king. or the ruler of the country. The king feared, the king thought what could be done. The king thought that it will be stone hearted, it will be bad to kill so many child. They just came to this world just because of one of them is going to kill me. So what he did was, as soon as they were born, they were taken into jails and they were handcuffed. They were tied with chains, heavy chains, and they have to live the rest of their life as this only. They were taken in a jail which is completely dark, which is like hell, completely dark, tied with chains, no freedom to do what they want to do, nothing. They will be given food 2 times a day, and that's it. Then was, what happened was, they slowly grew up. But one, like when someone will pass in front of their room, of the jail room, due to the outside light, it will cast a shadow of the people that are passing by the room, and they will look at the shadow and think that this is the real entity, this is the real people, and this is a real world. They believe that there is no light because they have never seen light in their life. They have never seen flowers, they have never seen the sky, the beauty, the sun, everything. They have never seen those. They have only seen shadows of outside people casted in their room, and they believe this is the real entity, this is the reality. But one of them felt that no, this is not the reality. The world has far more beyond this. Nature has far more beyond this small room. So what that guy did was, he slowly tried to he slowly cut his chains, but they were metal chains, they were heavy, they were difficult to cut. But after days and days of trying, slowly tried to cut the chains. And see, for the people that were chained up, for them, they believed that whose chains were more polished, they used to like keep take care of the chains. Why? Because that is the only possession that they have. That is the only real possession that they have, their chains. And they used to keep the chains polished up, and whose chain is more shinier, he he thinks that he is superior than others. And living in such a society, living in such a group of people, if you try to cut your chains, everybody will call you mad. And people started calling him so. But he knew that something was far beyond. Something was there that these guys won't understand. And he he kept on trying to cut the chain, and one day, by surprise, the chain were like destroyed. He he was free. But he was fearful because he's stepping out of his comfort zone, and everyone was calling him mad. But what happened was he get out of the room, and at first his eyes burnt because this is the first time he has seen light, and he needed 1 to 2 days to adjust to the external world. But as soon as he got adjusted, he, after seeing the real beauty of the earth, of nature, he thought that yeah, this is it. But he felt that, but he felt that I need to make free the ones who were in the jail, who thinks that the change were their real position. The more they are handcuffed, the more they are enslaved, they think they are more superior. But one fear, one thing was constantly keeping him in trouble. And that thing is, one thing constantly was keeping him in trouble, and that thing is, if he goes back into the jail, the other people will tell him that you are mad because you destroyed the position that you have, the only position that you have, and you escaped from the struggles of life. That is, a monk is called by the society. That you escaped from the struggles of life, the hardships of life. And they were thinking that the hardship that they were doing in the cold, in the dark rooms that were necessary for life, but it is not. It is it is enforced by the society that these hardships of life are necessary to sustain, but that is not. So then what happened? He was fearful that they will call him mad, they will call him an escapist because he escaped from the hardship of life according to them. But he was exploring life, he was living it. Then what happened? He tried to convince them, but as always, the majority wins. They didn't get convinced about the reality. They lived their whole life in the cold, dark rooms given by the king. And the one who escaped all of that, who came back to actually make them free, now he was called mad, escapist, um, a fearful guy, a man who ran out of the hardships of life. And he was criticized badly. He was turned down. And he was killed by the other man, by the other people in that room, because they thought that he got mad. And this is the reality of the society. If you will see that Jesus got killed, if you will see that stones were thrown at Buddha, a lot of people opposed Mahavir. Meera was given poison. Galileo was tortured, and the list keeps on and on and on. Van Gogh, the famous painter, killed himself, suicide, and the list goes on. Why is it so? It is so because when you step out of the crowd and tell something that their whole life will become a question, if they accept the reality, if they accept that perspective, their whole life will be dead. The whole race that they were running in this life will become a very stupid act of foolishness. That's why they actually protest, they actually rebel to, against the truth. And that is the reality. Osho says that if you want to be a politician, if you want to be remembered in the history, if you want to be a man who will be respected by the society, if you want position, if you want money, if you want fame, don't fall in love. Don't be kind, because the act of love, if you will excel in the act of love, you will get more happy, more satisfied, more fulfilled than all the material things in the world together can make you. And it won't matter to you that if you're holding a good position, if you will be remembered or not, nothing. And that is it. That thing we have to understand. Stop living the life enforced by the society upon us. Stop making it complex. Just flow with the current that is here. मैं आगे बढ़ूंगा तो उठेगा, आगे बढ़ेगा तो ऐ सुनने वाले सुन ले जरा तो, जहर वेख के पीता ते की पीता, इश्क सोच के कीता ते की कीता। जहर वेख के पीता ते की पीता, इश्क सोच के कीता ते की कीता। दिल दे के दिल लेन दी आस रखी वे भुलिया, प्यार भी लालच नाल कीता ते की कीता। There is another beautiful poem. I don't know who has written it. Credit to the writer, to the one for whom I was able to experience this beautiful piece of art. And it is, मेरे बेटे, कभी इतने ऊंचे मत होना कि कंधे पर सिर रखकर कोई रोना चाहे तो उसे लगानी पड़े सीढ़ियाँ। मेरे बेटे, कभी इतने ऊंचे मत होना कि कंधे पर सिर रखकर कोई रोना चाहे तो उसे लगानी पड़े सीढ़ियाँ। इतने इज्जतदार भी मत होना कि मुंह के बल गिरो तो आंखें चुरा कर उठो। ना इतने तमीजदार ही कि बड़े लोगों की नाफरमानी ना कर सको कभी। इतने सभ्य भी मत होना कि छत पर प्रेम करने वाले कबूतरों का जोड़ा तुम्हें अश्लील लगने लगे और कंकर मार कर उड़ा दो उन्हें बच्चों के सामने से। ना इतने सुथरे ही होना कि मेहनत से कमाए गए कॉलर की मैल छुपाते फिरो महफिल में। इतने धार्मिक मत होना कि ईश्वर को बचाने के लिए इंसान पर उठ जाए तुम्हारा हाथ। ना इतने देशभक्त कि किसी घायल को उठाने को झंडा जमीन पर ना रख सको तुम। कभी इतने कभी इतने स्थायी मत होना कि कोई लड़खड़ाए तो अनजाने ही फूट पड़े हंसी। और ना कभी इतने भरे पूरे कि किसी का प्रेम में बिलखना और भूख से मर जाना लगने लगे कल्प। वो परत है कभी, परत है क्या, किसी रेल से गुजरती। Another thing is another thing is always the journey is beautiful than the destination. If you keep thinking about the destination in the journey, if you will miss the journey as well as when you go to the destination, your experience will get over and will keep crying over the time waste that you have done in the journey. So सफर हसीन होता है, मंजिलों से तन्हाई मिलती है. You will always look suffer, like when you keep studying for examination, you're loving it, but during the time of examination you are feeling anxious. Suffer हसीन होता है. And if it is not, if your journey is not beautiful, then something is wrong. You are not following the hints, the instinct from within you is giving you. You're following the crowd that is enforcing you to be something that you don't want to be. And you can make fool of everyone, but you can betray yourself. At the end of the day, when you look at the mirror, you can't betray yourself. You will know at the back of your mind that what you really wanted and what you were running behind. And at that moment, you will be ashamed of your own logical decisions. And that's why in Western philosophy, they talk about logic, they talk about brain. In our philosophy, in Indian philosophy, we talk about something that is beyond logic, that is beyond sense, that is beyond everything. And that's how you reach towards something that you never believed. You have to you have to drop the idea of self. You will see that whenever you have dropped the idea of self, you were happy. Maybe it in a cinema hall, maybe it in a sports complex, maybe it in a cricket ground. You completely forgot yourself and get indulged in the thing that is happening before you. And at that time, you are at the peak of your happiness. And if at this current point of time you are happy, you are already ahead of 99.9% people. If at this current moment you are happy, you are already different from 99.9% people because they were not. And the memory of a bad past and the fear of a bad future takes the happiness from yourself. Just live in that moment, and you don't have anything more than this moment. If you think logically, also, you only have this moment. You don't know the future will be available to you or not, and you do. The past is already gone, you can't go back. At least till now, no time machine has been built. Be paradoxical, be strange, be crazy. That's it.